Okay, so we are talking about your semester one final exam project called These Things Matter. And you're going to create some mathematical models using Google Sheets. And really, this project is about regression. So, this project is part of your final exam grade. And I want you to notice that there are things highlighted in yellow in the project description and things highlighted in blue. So, you're going to have a Google Doc that you are going to copy from the link on this project. And then you're going to fill out parts of that. And then you're also going to have a Google Sheet. So I'll show you the Google Doc here. I want you to notice that it has a spot to put your name, your class period, and whatever, and link to your spreadsheet. And then, of course, the academic integrity part. And then it actually has things for you to change that are highlighted. And it says like part one, part two. It's kind of broken down for you to help you make sure that you have all of the parts. And then this is what you will submit in the end. So it says like change the title of this document specifically to your information, et cetera, et cetera. Okay, so let's get back to the project at hand. So the thing that we're studying is, let's go to the beginning. How different relationships can exist between two quantitative sets of data. So I think that the price of a Camry depends on a couple different things. So you're going to have one Y value that's dependent that depends on two different X values. Okay. So I think the price is dependent on maybe the number of miles that the Camry has, or maybe it depends on how far the dealership is from the city of Chicago. I don't actually think it depends on that. I just couldn't think of a great example. There are two other examples, but I'm just going to show you what it looks like for this. So obviously you cannot use these examples as your project. So y depends on x1 and also y depends on x2. So I'm saying that the price of a Camry, which is my y, depends on the mileage x1 or depends on distance. Oops, sorry. From the dealership to the city center of Chicago. That's X2. So I'm looking at dealerships around Chicago. And I just want to be able to see all that. So I'm going to merge these cells and then I'm going to wrap my text so you can read it all. Okay, so that's what I think. So the price is going to be my Y in both instances. And they will be the same. So like if I look up a price of a Camry at Naperville Toyota and I get that it is $15,678 for this particular Camry at this particular Naperville Toyota, then I can say that that price is the same for both of my data tables. Okay, and then the other thing that I'm saying is that these are the two different X values. So X could be the mileage of the car, or it could be the distance from Chicago. That is the dealership's distance from Chicago. All right, so once again, I'm just gonna make it so I can see all of this. So these are my titles of my data tables. The parts in blue are just kind of like a generic, okay, this is how it works. So the dealership, this is not going to be part of my XY table, but I'm repeating the Y value here so that I just have like XY that I can highlight and XY that I can highlight later to make a chart. So let's say the mileage of this car, and I will have looked up all these things, but I'm trying to make the video quickly. So let's say the mileage of this car is 87,230 miles. And this is now the same car. This whole row is one car. So maybe I'll say like it's at the Naperville Toyota dealer and it's the 2018 blue Camry, for example. I'm gonna make all of this wrap text. So then you know like, okay, it's that one specific car at that dealership. And then the distance from Chicago for that dealership is 42.3. And I don't want to put miles into my numbers right here because if I put words in, then it's going to mess up my graph. So I want only numbers. The dollar sign is okay, but I want only numbers. Okay, and so the mileage of the car, that's also miles. That's how many miles the car has. And then let's say I find another Toyota at the same dealership. I can still say, okay, it's this same dealership, but now it is the 2017 red Camry. And that guy is going to be less expensive because older. But anyway, that's just what I looked up. Okay, so this is me looking up prices online, and this is what I find. And so I find that this one had, so I looked this all up online. Now, this is going to be the same over here because it's all this one specific Camry and it's still at the same dealership. So it's still 42.3 miles away. And then I'll look up another car and then I'll look up another car and then I'll look up another car. And so you can see this whole row is one car and it is the three pieces of information from the one car. But these two pieces of information are always the same no matter what for the row because it's the price of that particular Camry. Just like these two pieces of information are the same. This is the price of a different Camry. And then that's the mileage of that Camry and that's the distance of that Camry. And so then you're going to need this dot, dot, dot is here because you're going to need at least 15 data points. So this is just our first video on finding data, finding and organizing our data.